Good morning. It is Sunday and we are on day 10 of our 21-day happiness experience. How are you doing this morning? If you're here and you're about to join, I am delighted. I am pretty amazed that I'm here this morning doing this, which was really the intention last Sunday, except I was coming down Ben Nevis and as you all well know, never quite got to the live video. So we're back on track. Life is back into sort of a relatively normal routine. And yeah, we can hang out this morning. So just say hello. Hi, Heidi. Great to see you. Morning, Donna. Morning, Claire. Hello, Isabel. Have you guys all had a nice weekend so far? Um, I must say I have, and I'm really excited about today's subject because this 7-day phase is all about learning things about the mind, so we can develop the happier mindset and the happier mind. And so today's topic is all about perspective, and I think this is one of the most important things we can develop, but at the same time, it's also not that difficult to do because it's quite a change step activity that we're going to show you today. But really, at the end of the day, perspective, I'm reading it here, perspective is very much how we each view the world. So I have a perspective on things based on my experiences, just as much as you each have a perspective on your world based on what you're experiencing every day, and mixed into that your thoughts and your self-talk, and that shapes your experience really at the end of the day. That's the sort of baseline, the bottom line of everything. Now, we've all had our own unique journey in life. We're all having our own set of challenges and experiences. The key to everything, though, is how we manage those things. And, in certain instances, well, in perhaps all instances, it's very much about one, being gentle with ourselves, being able to accept what we can't change, so that we can have a sense of freedom, in fact, in choosing how we look at the things that we are dealing with. So I know yesterday we were all talking, we were focusing on happy thoughts. What we think about, um, in most cases, can determine the experience we end up having. So creating those happy thoughts and reflecting on happy moments can be amazing. I had an incredible experience with a happy thought day before yesterday. In fact, I forgot about it yesterday morning when I spoke to you, but I'd taken the dog for a walk and I was walking on a pavement, and there were all these leaves that had fallen off the trees because, of course, it's autumn time. And I was walking through these leaves that had turned from green to sort of yellows and oranges, and I was kicking them, and there was that sound of the scuffle of slightly crispier leaves on the walkway. And I had this flashback to a time when I was a teenager, probably many years of high school, but walking home from school in the winter months or the autumn months and kicking those leaves on probably a slightly drier ground, so there was a more crunchy sound, but just that flashback moment. And I realized that that was actually a happy moment. Me having left school, which I never really enjoyed very much, walking home to a place where I wanted to be, um, and this journey between these two places, and in my own world, kicking these leaves along the way, and just, yeah, happiness and walking, which also made me realize I actually love walking, and I have walked for a long, long time and enjoyed it. So the thoughts are moments. It's just like happiness, in fact, is not a place or a destination, but it is tiny moments that occur in our life that we gather up. And the more happy moments we experience, the more we get to feel as though life is good and happy. And that brings us lightness, which allows us to sort of manage through those difficult things, or the things that come our way that we didn't see coming, we couldn't have planned for or controlled, but they come anyway, and we are left to deal with whatever comes from that. So Perspective is when you've been thinking about things in a particular way, or your thinking is a certain way, and it always leads to a particular type of outcome. When you become a coach, or when you're somebody who works with other people, and you're supporting them through things, one of the things that you're taught is how to put yourself in the other person's shoes, to try and get some perspective on their view. So listening to what they're saying, what they're explaining, and not having your opinion or your perspective on what they're saying, but just hearing them and what they're going through. So perspective, if we can all practice attempting to put ourselves in from a different view perspective on a situation, we can give ourselves other opportunities to see something differently, and perhaps find different solutions on how to manage through it, or to get a better experience, or to just, I don't know, just give ourselves a bit of variety. I mean, you'll notice in my videos with you, I'm not in the same place every morning when we chat. I'm trying to mix it up. For me, that keeps me agile, it keeps me fresh, and also maybe it's a little interesting, but at the same time, I don't want to get fixed into such a rut or routine or controlled state that I am inflexible in my running of my life. So that's my choice. But, that's my perspective on things. If I do the same thing every day, the same way, that creates a nice routine, but it can also get me fixed. So it's the balance between things. So the same can be said for our perspective. It's good to exercise different thinking around these things. So today, the task you have for yourself is two things. One is, and I've got them written down here. You know, when we go around saying, I must do this and I must do that. Oh, I must do that. I must get up at this time, and I must have that meeting, or I must finish that report, or I must. When you're musting all over yourself, it's very much a feeling. I don't know how you feel. How do you feel when you say I must all the time? Rather tell me that before I just give you all the answers. Donna says, I like routine, but like you, I like flexibility and doing. Yeah, oh, you got your grandson today, Donna. That's lovely. Yeah, so what is it for you when you must on everything? I hear it a lot. I do it. I say it too. I must go to the shops. And I find I use the must word in association with the things that perhaps I don't really fancy doing. I'd rather do something else. So the task this week and going forward for yourself as you move on this journey and beyond it is to replace I must with I get to. So imagine that sense of, wow, I get to go to the shops. Do you know, I get to get up every morning and go to work. Or I get to do the work that I do. Not you must, or you have to, or it's a chore, or it's a duty, but you actually have the privilege. And this is where it aligns so beautifully with the gratitude journaling that you're doing as well every day. I get the privilege of, or I get to spend time with my grandson. I get to spend time with Tess for 21 days so we can all together bring a little bit more lightness into our lives by learning a new practice. I get to cook a lovely meal for myself for lunch, or I get to spend time with my friends. Not I must see so-and-so because I haven't seen it for a long time, and oh my goodness, so much pressure. Does that make sense? And then there's the one where, we all do this because we don't know everything and we don't do everything well, but that sense of I can't, that might not even be verbalized out loud. Nobody goes around saying I can't do this and I can't do that, but how many times are we aware that we're actually thinking that you can't do it? And it happens so quickly, so fleetingly. So your task from now onwards forever, let's not limit it to today or tomorrow, but your task from now on to infinity is, instead of I can't, how can I? So let's say you're all going to be tasked with doing a Facebook Live to promote this amazing 21-day happiness experience, and you're all going to go, I can't do that. And I'm going to say, I'm going to ask you to say, how can I do that? So I'm not saying I want you to do that, but it's just a suggestion. I'm just putting it out there into the universe for you. But, often when somebody or something comes in our way and it absolutely challenges us because it's not something we're comfortable with, we automatically want to say, I can't do that. I can't do that. But says who? We know maybe you've never done it before. We know that it's something that is safe for you to do, but you don't have any experience in it. So the automatic thing is, I can't. When you give that message to your mind that says you can't, it stops there. It goes, okay, fine, move on. What's the next thing? Versus perhaps something comes up and you don't have the wherewithal to do it. You don't have to do it. You can get to do it. And also, you could say, how can I perhaps make that happen? So you could, like, let's say this live I've challenged you with is an option, for example. And you go, oh my goodness, I've never been in front of the camera before. So what you could do is you could take yourself out for a walk. You could say, hello, people. And then you could continue walking. You could talk about the 21-day experience. And then you could be turning your camera to the view of where you're walking. So you're not fully present on the video, but people can hear you. So what I'm trying to show you in this example is that there's multiple ways you can do something. And then the moment you ask your mind, your brain, how can I? It will go and do the work about bringing up suggestions to you. And this is where we sit quietly in our meditations and we sit and we talk to ourselves in the mirror and we get used to mixing all these different things together so that we are starting to shape actually a different experience and a different perspective on our world. So you still get up and do the same work, you still get up and hang with the same people, love the same people around you, you still are annoyed perhaps by the same people, whatever. But all of these experiences that you have on a regular basis are now material for you to shift perspective on and to shift your thinking about and to just experiment and play around with the idea of a different perspective and how that might change your experience and how that might then lead to new experiences that bring happier outcomes. And I think that is the simplicity of perspective. It's also really a good idea when we bring up words and we talk about a word in more detail is go to the dictionary, look up what the word means, get some kind of grounded understanding for yourself, watch this back, make some notes, and then just play. Play with the idea of a different perspective. So you're going about your day, something happens, you bring in your normal reaction, you bring in your normal way of handling that situation, and then you can go pause, because we all got a pause button now, and then you go, okay, so how else can I handle this situation? Hey, let me put myself in the other person's shoes for a moment. Now this might also ask this person, can you just give me a moment with this? I just want to see it from another side. Just ask permission, just say, give me a moment, because this is not going to come quickly like this to you. And then, also, how can I, when you're bringing up these new options rather than I can't, say it 5 times. When you find a solution, I can walk with a little bit more pace because that will increase my heartbeat and that will make me feel more momentum building. I'm bringing you random things right now, but this is how we can start shifting our perspective and just see how you get on, but just be aware. Awareness is the queen and king of everything. If we are not conscious of what our behavior is or what we're doing, we can't change it. And we don't have to change who we are. We can change our behavior. We talk about that with young people, and that can change our experience. So just play light today, have fun with perspective. It is a wonderful tool to have in your toolbox. And if you think back to happy thoughts from yesterday, You can perhaps look at a situation that happened a long time ago, or maybe 2 days ago. Maybe it was an argument or a disagreement or something that wasn't pleasant, that didn't make you feel very good. But what you can do is go look back into that. You might see what is generated from those moments. What good came out of that disagreement? What sense of centeredness or understanding came from a difficult situation that has made life better because of it? So, how you've made changes so that the difficult situation is no longer a big thing in your life. And so, we're shifting our perspective on things that weren't good or weren't happy, and we are beginning to thread a tapestry of new thinking, noticing how we have transformed from then to now. So you can use perspective in many ways, but it's really all about slow and steady. No big sudden movements, no big sudden decisions, just ease into your new perspective. And remember, you can change your perspective at any time just by using these two things. Two exercises: I must and I can't, into I get to and how can I? So, guys, have the most amazing Sunday. I will absolutely go and chat and comment on all your comments here. I must feel like my own demand on myself. Heidi, I like to keep same times, etc., whilst establishing this new routine. And once I feel it embedded, then play with making it flexible, interesting, mind flip perspective. Love it. Isabel, I collect words. Yes, Isabel, I know you do, and I love that you do that. So it would be lovely to have you share your definition of perspective, or the meaning around perspective for us. That would be so interesting. Heidi, I've learned from past negative experiences that I am strong. I love that, Heidi. And you are. We all are. And the fact that you know that about yourself is magnificent and so empowering. And it means that inside of you, you know that you can handle anything. Angela, hi, Angela. Jules, it's a pleasure. Thanks for being here this morning. And Claire, lovely to see you. Yes, just, have fun. Today's Sunday, it's that day of rest. Hopefully, you're going to do something a little bit different to normally the rest of the week. Go and practice your perspective. And I'll catch you in the morning, 8 a.m. sharp, and we have another topic. Should I share it with you? Can I remember what it is? Aha! Oh, authenticity, the word that is new, fresh, but also has been overused and understood. And tomorrow we will make more clarity. We'll get more clarity all around being authentic. So have fun. Thanks so much for being here. And I hope and I wonder how you are making yourself awesome at the moment. Play with perspective, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.